We are the electric bicycle store located at 1116 Bristol Pike, Bensalem, PA 19020. This video pretty much is to teach you, educate you a little bit more about electric bikes and what we do here at an electric bicycle store. The reason why you're watching this video is because there was something that led you to this video. Maybe you were curious, you never knew what an electric bike was, or maybe you wanted to get more information on what to look for when you're purchasing an electric bike. First of all, electric bicycle store buys our parts, our motors, everything is all bought directly from the manufacturer. We absolutely have no middleman. We get it directly from cost, and then we sell the electric bikes actually pretty much a wholesale price. There are no electric bike store, I believe, throughout the United States. When I say bikes, I'm talking about the whole entire bike that will sell the electric bikes less than us. We sell the motor with the bike and the whole thing, the bike. Okay. And if you do search online, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you do find somebody who is selling electric bikes for the same price as ours, it's probably not as a good quality. Okay, so let me educate you a little bit about electric bikes. First of all, the most thing that matters on an electric bike is a motor. Now these are just two different samples of bikes. We got a mountain bike here. We have a beach cruiser over there. What matters on an electric bike is no longer the bike. It's the motor. It's just like when you're buying a car. What matters is what's underneath your hood. The bicycle itself is just a shell. The only thing that you really have to be concerned about about the bicycle itself, is that it has wheels, it got brakes that works, it has pedals that works, the bike is safe, that kind of stuff. When you're a regular cyclist without an electric motor, then we become concerned about the quality of, aluminum frames, maybe carbon fiber, that kind of stuff. We want our bike to be as light as possible because when you're pedaling, you are the motor, and it's less work for you. It's the bike is a better quality when the bike is lighter. When you have a motor on a bicycle, you actually want the bike to be solid. So I do recommend a steel frame, aluminum frame, that's fine, because you are putting a motor on the bike. So you do want to have something solid. What matters, again, on an electric bike is the motor, okay? Our motors start, the smallest motor that we have is a 500 watt motor. All right, there are a lot of motors out there that are like 200 watt, 300 watt, 350 watts. Ours is a minimum of 500 watts. We don't go less than that. That's just like saying you're buying like a 6-cylinder vehicle. You're not buying a 4, you're not buying an 8, you're buying a minimum of 500 watts. And that's a 500 watt motor right there on that wheel. And that's also a 500 watt motor. And I'm going to explain to you why we sell 500 watt motors. Another thing also is our electric bikes come with a minimum of 36 volt batteries. I mean, there's different batteries. There's 7 amps, 10 amps, but our batteries right here are actually 12 amp hour. So they're 36 volt, 12 amp hour batteries. And when you put this battery with the combination of the 500 watt motor, the bicycle now takes you up to approximately 20 to 23 miles per hour to 10 to 20 miles distance on a single charge. And that's why we sell 500 watt motors, is because with the amount of voltage that we have on the battery, we need to make sure that the motor is big enough to handle the voltage and everything. All right, so therefore your bike is not struggling when you are on it. All right. Best thing about electric bikes also is it's really not that flashy. It's a bicycle. The battery detaches from the bike, so you could lock your bike outside just like you would lock any other bike. take your battery with you and charge it in your office while you go to work. And then when you're done, you put your battery back right there and strap it up and plug it in, and you're ready to go. So again, the bike takes you about 10 to 20 miles distance on a single charge. It depends on weight, terrain, cargo. Depending on what kind of stuff you bring with you, you know, how heavy you are. All of that matters. But let's just say worst comes to worst. Let's just say you work about 10 miles. Let's just say 9 miles from the job. Well, the battery is going to be able to take you there. And you're probably wondering, well, what's going to happen when you ride back? Well, you know, you bring your battery inside, you charge it, and then by the time you're done to work, your battery's full again, and, you know, you can ride back home. So you have no problems. I mean, there's always room to upgrade batteries if you want to. This is just our standard battery. Another thing also about these bikes is right here we got the motor on the rear, and on this bike we have the motor on the front. It's a preference. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You have it in the back, you have it on the front. It's still going to give you the same speed. It just depends on your interest and what you're doing with the bike. So, for example, let's say if you're using it for commute, it's nice to have it on the front wheel. The reason why is because the weight of the batteries in the back and the weight of the motors on the front. So if you decide to go put it on if you decide to take the bus and put it on the bike rack on the bus, you know, the weight is evenly distributed. It's easy to carry. This one right here, this bike, you got the motor on the back, you got the battery on the back. If you're riding, you are also putting the weight on the back, and then the front is a little bit light. Now, this is cool if you're riding. Let's say if you're also using it for riding on dirt trails, you know, that kind of stuff. Then that's cool. This is actually my personal bike, so I actually, you know, also use this on riding on the road. So, you know, it depends. It's totally up to you. Another thing also is when you have an electric bike, here's the best part. You can still pedal, okay? If you still like to continue pedaling the bike, then it's nice to have it on the front wheel. Why? Because when you're pedaling, you don't have that weight on the back. So it's not going to be as hard for you to pedal. If you're to pedal this bike's going to be a little bit harder because you have the motor on the back wheel. All right. Now, I'm not asking you to take my word on it because there's a lot of things out there that are trying to, you know, sell you things. I want you to come to our store and take a bike for a test ride. I mean, you know, pedaling is great. You know, when you're a cyclist, I understand. However, you know, if you're one of those who get tired, you know, when you're tired from work and, you know, then you have to pedal all the way home. You have, you know, and if you're tired, you just have the option to just push the throttle and ready to go. These are electric bikes where it does not require for you to pedal. You do not have to pedal with these bikes. However, if you do pedal, then you're helping out the motor. It's just going to make the ride easier for you. So please come visit us here at Electric Bicycle Store. Again, our address is 1116 Bristol Pike, Bensalem, PA 19020. Our telephone number is 215-447-8433. Again, it's 215-447-8433. We are open Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you decide you want to come here after hours, no problem. Set an appointment with us and we'll be more than happy to see you. Okay? Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you soon.